Here we are, still at the Coliseum. With some answers
to our historical questions.
Queries.
Here you go again. We were really having some struggles because all the exhibit was talking about was Nero and his domus aureus.
And we didn't understand what that had to do with the Coliseum whatsoever.
No.
Mostly because we were too cheap to buy the audio tour.
€5. So instead, Oxford style, we came up with our own questions and answered them.
We went to the bookshop,
found the history book, like a guide, the guide that we wouldn't buy, and
looked up our answers.
So we discovered that Nero, who Rachel qualified as nerdy cute based on his bust that we found.
Based on the
marble bust.
Or as Lindsay would say, ugly hot.
Ugly hot, yes. He was kind of a jerk and took over the whole heart of Rome as his own private residence. So most of Rome was like his house.
So he was like he was like the Caesar, and so he made his own palace, like, because apparently there wasn't a palace before. So he was like, oh, we're gonna make this, I live here, no one else does. But it was like it's a big section, it's pretty significant. He made this like artificial lake and stuff. So then, oh, in 64 AD there was a fire.
Massive fire.
That like burnt down a lot of his stuff, but it also burnt down a lot of Rome.
So then
while his palace was like under construction.
So a lot of people thought that he started the fire so he would have clear everything out for himself, which is really rude.
So it took us a while to figure that out.
And then we figured out it was Emperor Vespucian? Something with a V. Like, made this into like the people's place and started creating the Colosseum. It was finished by
it looked like domination, but it wasn't. It took like 5,000 workers 6 months to like just dig it out. But it was the inaugural thing was in AD 80,
which means it only took them
10 years,
which is not much time to build a place this epic. That's pretty impressive.
With like several layers. There's like 2 stories underneath, and then there's like the regular
whole underground area that we can't get into. If you can see it, there's like all these passageways, and they had this system of like pulleys to pull up like the animals,
which we took from a picture.
Yeah, a painting of what it looked like.
We interpreted
that was accurate.
We interpreted it.
We interpreted well. What else?
In the inauguration, they killed 5,000 bees.
5,000 bees. Including, apparently there's an emperor who would fill this place with peacocks and just shoot them.
That was ostriches, right?
Ostriches.
Decapitate them with arrows. Have you seen ostriches? Like, their necks are pretty thick, so that had to be like a very
that must have been very violent. I mean, obviously. But
so now you know.
Probably still a little historically inaccurate. And all our lovely history majors feel free to, tear us apart, Archer style.
As long as we get the answers,
at least
that
we know that who built it. Because this exhibit, let me just say, a small complaint about the Colosseum. The exhibit was not well put together. They just started talking about Nero without giving any background.
So we sat there and we were like, oh wait, okay, so in Gladiator this happened, and they were like, wait, but in Julius Caesar this happened. Like, when was Julius Caesar? I was like, something in, like, I'm pretty sure it was like 60 BC. Turns out it was like 80 BC, but still.
We went back to like Egyptian history. We were talking about Nefertiti.
Nefertiri, or whatever her name is. But I was like, wait, but when did Rome take over Egypt? Because, what's her name? Cleopatra, like, seduced all these people. Like, we're like really getting into it.
We had a really big historical discussion.
It was a struggle, but we put it together. Oxford style.
Oxford style.
Oh, by the way, this Italian guy, when I was walking by, I had my like jacket open and I'm wearing my Keeple sweatshirt, and he was like, Oxford. And I was like, yeah, I studied there. Awkwardly kept walking.
He was really excited.
And I was like, I don't want to talk to you.
Also, we had this really interesting, like, rude French couple who basically took over one of these outlooks to take their pictures.
Yeah, that was not okay.
And got very upset when people weren't getting in the pictures.
If someone was in our video blog right now, we'd just be like, oh, hey, what up?
Join in. Just join in the fun.
So we're gonna probably eat and then go to the Trevi Fountain, and maybe you'll get to see that. That was built in 17 something. We looked that up in the guidebook too.
So much younger, but still pretty old.
Yeah.
Pretty old.
Okay.
So yeah.